if the press reports are to be believed, Nigel Farage is going to be coming out this week and going to be making a statement saying that he believes, and Reform believes, that they're wanting to scrap the two-child cap for benefits. Now, this is a left-wing policy. It was a cap that was brought in by the previous Conservative government, but certainly it is a left-wing policy to want to remove that cap. And Nigel Farage has come out and said, yeah, it sounds like an okay idea. And the media is lost and struggling. And I've been watching this play out, and then I saw this little clip from Andrew Neil, and I think he completely nailed what's going on at the moment.
I think the British media needs to catch up with the populist right, because it sounds a bit surprised that Nigel Farage is taking these positions. It is a feature of the populist right's rise throughout the democratic world, whether it's Trump in America or Le Pen in France or Meloni in Italy or the Swedish Democrats, not the Social Democrats, the Swedish Democrats in Stockholm. The populist right is not what we think of as right on every issue. They are broadly right on social issues. They are broadly social conservatives. They're anti-woke stuff and all the rest of it. But on economic policy, they're actually left on so many issues, and sometimes to the left of Labour. And that's the card Farage is paying. He knows he won't have to institute a winter fuel allowance. Even going for the getting rid of the two-child cap benefit, which isn't popular among Reform supporters itself. Reform supporters aren't that keen on it. He's staking out ground on the left to capture Labour voters. He gets Conservative voters on the woke stuff. He gets potential Labour voters coming to him on welfare and big government spending. The populist right, like Donald Trump, like Madame Le Pen, are big government conservatives, not Thatcherite, not Jeffersonian, not free market, not limited government, not small government conservatives. And it's quite, I mean, I think it's got a lot of problems with it, but it's quite a popular card to play.
Now, I have discussed the topic of political realignment in a previous video, and this is just another example of that. So what you've got the Reform Party, and previous to Reform's success and in the polls and riding high in the public perception of politics, they were basically called far-right racists. All the time it used to be bandied round in the media. But of course, they've had some success now, and now that they've had some success, the media can't really call them far-right racists anymore. They've just got to call them centre-right or populist. But of course, the problem with this political realignment is it's not just happening on the right of politics, it's happening on the left. And one of the reasons why the main two political parties are struggling to keep up with what's going on is because a political realignment happens across the whole horizon. It happens across the board. And when it happens, all the old parties get thrown up in the air, and they are all struggling at the moment to realign themselves. You've got Labour here worrying about this two-child cap being outlefted by Farage. You've got the Tories coming out and saying we're not going to change it. But meanwhile, all of the Reform voters are standing back and saying, okay, we kind of like the two-child cap, but if you're going to be fixing immigration and if you're going to be fixing all the rest of the stuff out there, then okay, you can have the two-child cap. Let's just remove the cap and let's get on with reducing migration. And so you see the game that Farage is playing. It's not conviction politics. And that's why Farage is going to win more votes. It's because he plays the political game. He's a better politician. You see how it's being realigned here. The populist right isn't just sitting on the right. It's sitting across the whole of the political spectrum. And this is why Nigel Farage is such a dangerous politician to these people. He understands what he's doing. He's playing the political game and he's taking votes from everyone. And you'll have noticed that whenever the topic is brought up, when Labour are having a new policy announcement there, Now we're talking about what Nigel thinks about it, what Reform thinks. We're not so much worried what Kemi thinks because they're all over the place at the moment. And you see this alignment, how it's changing before our very eyes. It's very interesting to see how this is all going to play out. But one thing's for sure, Labour and the Tories are running scared at the moment from Nigel. And I think it's quite funny. Thanks very much for your time.